Hi, my name is Rick Denser. Welcome to Genogram training session number 3. In this session, we will continue practicing adding children. We will learn how to add a partner, and we will learn more about manipulating specific properties of each individual in the genogram. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and continue on with the same family we started in sessions 1 and 2. All right, so here we have Frank. We have his dad, Robert, Robert's siblings, Dylan and Geraldine, and Frank's grandparents, James and Violet Smith. Now we're going to work a little bit on Frank's maternal side. We're going to go ahead and left click on Maura, drag her over and give us a little bit of space. And we're going to practice again entering children. We're going to left click on this relationship line here between Clarence and Maura, and we're going to hit the S key on our keyboard, which adds a son. I'm going to name him Lewis Hatchfield. I added too many dates there. All right, so Lewis was born in 1961. So there's a couple things I want to acknowledge at this point. One of them is the gender. Uh, we may serve folks that are non-binary or gender fluid. We only have limited options, unfortunately, to address this visually in Genopro. Genopro gives us, and I will zoom in if I can here, gives us 4 choices for gender. There's male, which is represented by a square. There is female, represented by a circle. We do have a couple other options though. Although they're labeled here, visually we're not looking at this box once we add something, right? So I'm going to double click again. You can choose pet. Now, not that we're calling someone a pet, but it does do a diamond. So that is one option for non-binary folks. We could also click don't know, and it actually removes any sort of shape at all. So that is also an option. We're going to leave Lewis identifying as male gender here for our purposes. And then a couple other things I want to acknowledge here before we add a partner. As I mentioned in video number 1, there are many tabs up here at the top. For Connect to Family, we don't really use many of them outside of the general. We do not fill out occupation, education, pictures, sources, hyperlinks, or anything. You're welcome to, but they're not required for the Connect to Family program. I do want to show you, though, how to display if someone is deceased. There are a couple different ways. You can left click. If you happen to know the date of death, you could enter it here. Let's say it's 12/5/2000. If you add the date of passing here, it automatically kind of puts an X through it. I'm going to hit undo. Another way you can do it is you can left click on a person and simply hit the X key on your keyboard. Yet there's a third way. You can click on death and just click deceased. You can add additional information here if you would like, but we don't require that. So that is how you display that someone is deceased. And I'm going to add a partner now for Frank. I'm going to right click on Frank. And again, we have this large selection of options. We're going to add new mate. So it builds a mate out here. It assumes she is gender female. Again, you can change this. You can change the gender here if need be. For today's purposes, we're going to create her a fictional person named Michelle Smith. We're going to say she was born in June 1983, and voila. So we have Michelle Smith and we have Frank Smith. I'm going to pull Michelle out here. And just for more practice, I'm going to add new parents for Michelle. I'm going to left click on her and add new parents. I'll say her father's name is Jason McCoy, and we'll say her mother's name is Darla. Boy. Now, if you zoom out, we're starting to get a decent family tree going here. We have Frank, his parents, and his family. And now we have Michelle and her family as well, which we will continue to build out in the next session.